Bill 2025 in recognition of the service and sacrifice of workers in their active years and a step towards ensuring that they retire in dignity. Speaking at Uhuru Gardens Stadium in Nairobi during this year's Labor Day celebrations on Thursday, the President expressed the government's commitment to workers' welfare.
It is in this spirit that this week the Cabinet approved the 2025 Finance Bill, a key instrument in our ongoing national economic transformation quest. This bill has been carefully crafted to stimulate economic growth, deliver efficiency, and enhance competitiveness and expand opportunity. In fact, its provisions are designed to offer targeted relief for both businesses and workers and to support the spirit of enterprise and productivity. Notably, to improve workers' take-home pay, employers will now be required to apply eligible tax relief and exemptions directly when calculating pay as you earn, a significant shift from the current system where such reliefs can only be claimed from Kenya Revenue Authority. Precisely what Atwoli was talking about. I think he read my speech, and that is why he was raising those issues. This will increase efficiency and immediately benefit employees. Additionally, all pensions and gratuity payments for both the public and private sector will now be tax exempt. This reform is a recognition of the service and sacrifice of our senior citizens and workers, and a step towards ensuring that retirement is met with dignity, not stress.
Meanwhile, the President said the government has made significant progress in addressing the long-standing shortage of teachers by hiring 76,000 in the past 2 years and an additional 20,000 tutors set to be hired in January of 2026. He pointed out that his administration has significantly reduced the teacher shortage that stood at 116,000 in 2022. He also pointed out that the government has allocated 1.6 billion shillings for the capacity building of teachers and another 1 billion shillings for promotions.
We are closing the teacher shortage gap that existed in 2022 of 116,000. We have recruited over 76,000 teachers in the last 2 years. And we have set aside another 2.4 billion shillings in this year's budget to hire additional teachers, 20,000 of them, with effect from January next year. Further, the government has allocated another 1.6 billion for capacity building for teachers and another 1 billion for the promotion of teachers so that we can have them assist us produce more human capital and more workers with skills and competencies to manage our economy and to run our country. This investment has improved student-teacher ratios, enhanced literacy and numeracy, and generated stable employment in communities across the country.
President William Ruto has assured Kenyans of his commitment to taking the country to the next level in terms of development. He said it was time leaders focused on service delivery, noting that elections are only 2 years away. Ruto boasts that the Kenya Kwanza administration has lowered the country's inflation from 9.6% to 3.5% this year, with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, ranking Kenya's economy at position 6 in Africa. Furthermore, he said Kenya's exchange rate to the dollar had been lowered tremendously.
I must also say that because of the interventions that we have made, inflation has come down from 9.6% to 3.5% this year. Exchange rate has come down from 165 to the dollar to now 129 to the dollar. we have expanded our foreign exchange reserves by 2.4 billion shillings. 240 billion shillings. So we have made progress. And that is the reason why the IMF last week listed Kenya as the 6th largest economy. In 2022, Kenya was the 8th largest economy. In 2.5 years, we have managed to overtake Angola, we have managed to overtake Ethiopia. Now Kenya is the 6th largest economy in Africa. In fact, it is the largest economy in East and Central Africa. And it is because of the Kenyan workers, the collective effort of our farmers, of our workers in industry, of our teachers, and everybody else that has contributed to moving Kenya to where we are today. I am very confident about the future of our country if we work together in the manner in which we are working together.
KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli has sparked a fresh online storm after urging President William Ruto to regulate social media in Kenya, citing China as an example. Speaking during Labor Day celebrations at Uhuru Gardens, attended by the President and other top leaders, Atwoli said regulating social media would help silence unpatriotic voices and promote national stability. His remarks come at a politically sensitive time as the government faces mounting criticism over its response to the June 25th Gen Z protests against the finance bill. Several youth activists have reportedly been arrested or forcibly disappeared, raising fears of a broader crackdown on dissent.
This one I will talk, and I will talk as a patriotic Kenyan until I go to the grave. I'm appealing to Kenyans, Your Excellency. We must love this country. We have no any other country. If this country went down to dogs, we have no any exit route. Kenyans are watching their television. They should look what is happening in Bukavu, in what is happening in Goma. Pali mtu anatoka na watoto na kondoo, wanafika kwa njia, wana abandon kondoo, anarudi kwa watoto yake na wajafika pahali wanaenda. This is not the route we want to take. But Your Excellency, one day you Kenyans will remember me. If we don't regulate social media, if we don't, in China where you have been, it is regulated. With a population of about 1.4 billion people. In Dubai, it is regulated. In UK, it is regulated. In US, it is regulated. Kenya cannot be free for all. Kenya can't. You see, that is the patriotism that we must follow.
What Atwoli fails to recognize is that those countries, as mentioned, have the capacity to make their own apps, and majority, for instance, China, majority of the residents in China or citizens in China actually have their own apps that they use. So that is quite remarks from the KOTU boss, and we'll see just the reactions that follow as well from that. Now, Labour Cabinet Secretary Dr. Alfred Mutua, on his part, called for an end to sexual harassment at the workplaces, urging managers to foster safe and respectful environments for all employees. Mutua said his office has received numerous complaints about harassment, warning that the unethical trend must stop. The CS stressed the need to discourage inappropriate conduct and explicitly urged managers to stop engaging in sexual relationships with junior staff.
Workers need to identify the few among them who steal from the employers and try to bring down the same business that are employing them. So we are going to ensure that workers and working conditions are set by the law and that people can go to work and work well. Your Excellency, kukona shida kidogo. I get a lot of reports in my office about sexual harassment. Sexual harassment in our workplaces. Nataka kuambia Wakenya kwamba mrembo akiandikwa, our sister, our children, our daughters, akiandikwa kazi, usianze kumpangia, unaanza kumnyemelea, na akikukataa unamfuta kazi, unaanza kumharas. We must ensure there is a safe working environment for our young girls and even our young boys. That power dynamics is something that we'll be talking about. A manager should not be dating a junior in the same office because of those power dynamics. Soko ni kubwa Kenya hii, angalia kila mahali. Soko ni kubwa, wachana na wafanyikazi wanaofanya kazi na wewe. And we will not continue with this habit, and we will take measures to ensure there is no sexual harassment in our workplaces.
All right, that is what we had from the Labour celebrations that happened at Uhuru Gardens. And interestingly, the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, was missing from that particular gathering. But let's take a look at what else is making headlines across the country. Now, the police and security organs now say the fatal shooting of Kasipul Member of Parliament Charles Ongondo Were by a gunman on board a motorcycle in Nairobi appeared to be targeted and premeditated. The slain Member of Parliament was fatally shot on Wednesday evening at about 7:30 p.m. minutes after leaving Parliament, with detectives indicating about 6 rounds were recovered from the scene, even as the area was earlier on Thursday cordoned off by detectives investigating the murder. Family members and villagers gathered in his rural home to mourn their loss.
I say categorically that Were was killed. And the killers, let us not mince words, the killers are known. Yes. They are known because Were has been complaining. Were has recorded statement from DCI headquarters. Were has recorded statement up for DCI upper. No assistance had been, he has not been assisted. Were was killed because of politics of Kasipul. Because of politics of county chairmanship. It's true. That only 2 things. Because of leadership, some of the aspirants wanted to eliminate him for them to get this seat.
He focused on changing the lives of our destitute children. And you can see in our schools today, parents don't struggle to raise fees. They don't struggle to raise funds when it comes to construction of our schools. He has supported many of our children to go to school. He has ensured that our schools are well equipped and our children are transiting from one level to the other. He has opened roads through the support of the national government CDF funds.
Charles Ongondo Were, a resident of this place, is a very humble man, is development conscious, and is one person who has got a ear to listen to everybody. So he's one person that we've really missed, and we shall miss him forever.
Mheshimiwa alikuwa mtu wa mpole kabisa. Kuna wengine walikuwa wanajiwekelea sijui yeye ni arrogant. But he was the best person, the best MP we have ever had in Kasipul. Hata ukikuja hapa kwake, anaangalia tu, anaongea tu na watu pale. Gate iko wazi na ile ingine pia iko wazi.
All right, and that was at his rural home in the Kasipul constituency. And also in Nairobi at his home in Karen, members of parliament, as well as the governor for Homa Bay County, that is Gladys Wanga as well, went to his home to just condole as well as mourn with the family of the late member of parliament. Remember, he was shot dead yesterday evening at about 7:30 p.m. And this comes on the backdrop of multiple complaints that he had voiced, even in public, of just, security, risks in the area, as well as quote-unquote goons that had invaded the region. So I'd love us to also listen into the political class on what they had to say earlier on in the day.
It's what we have to do currently. The Speaker's condolences have been officially relayed, to the family and to the nation. And we continue to relate. This death has hit Parliament in a very hard way.
I would not want to say that we are managing in a manner that is convincing. It is disturbing, quite disturbing in mind and in soul, and especially as parliamentarians whom we were with, Honorable Sir Charles Ongondowere, up to 7. Let me say I was with him up to 7:15, not actually 7 only. And within less than 20 minutes, you hear and read on social media that is no more.
It's a very, very big loss to us as a community of Homa Bay County. To Kasipul people, it's a huge loss because Honorable Were was a consummate politician. He loved his people. He was always with his people. He loved his family. He balanced. He was a dependable person. So we've been here. Parliament is making arrangements on their end. As a county also, we are making arrangements on our end, and we hope that we can put all of this together and give Mheshimiwa a good send-off. But I think the question in everybody's mind is who did this and why did they do it? I think that is the question that everybody is asking, including in back in his constituency. So people would like to know answers. So we are giving the investigative authorities time to do their investigations, but we hope that they will leave no stone unturned and they will return a verdict to the people who did this and why did they do this heinous act. Nothing is worth taking anybody's life. Nothing, absolutely nothing.
We are not coming to terms, but we are praying that the family may be comforted. It is not an easy moment. And to any other person, such kind of death is not right death. God designs somebody's life when you're given birth to the world. And we should not have such kind of heinous kind of action. It is not worth it. For whatever person, whether leader or not a leader, it is not right, and we condemn it.
Former Budget and Appropriations Committee Chairperson and Kiharu Constituency Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro continues to sound the alarm over the public debt burden in Kenya, saying the country is in no position to borrow again as it is at the crisis level. Nyoro says in the Finance Bill 2025, Kenya is expected to pay off 1 trillion shillings, get this, in debt interest without actually seeing off the loan itself. Now, Nyoro warns borrowing more would equate to Kenya digging its own hole, putting the country in an abyss of financial mismanagement. The lawmaker saying in the past 2 years, the Kenya Kwanza administration had borrowed a total of 2.5 trillion shillings.
We are able to communicate things very clearly. The public debt in Kenya, na nimekuwa nikisema hii mara mingi, is in a level of a crisis. And we can go out there and become defensive. But the reality is on the ground. That out of the budget now, ambayo itapitishwa mwezi wa 6, over 1.1 trillion Kenya shillings inaenda kulipa riba ama interest rates ya madeni. Interest rates peke yake. Lakini tukiangalia pia ile madeni tunatarajia kukopa hii mwaka ambayo inakuja ya kiserikali ni karibu bilioni 900. 900 billion shillings ambayo tunataka kukopa. We cannot continue digging the hole, but in our utterances we appear like we are doing proper debt management. Proper debt management is our realization that continuance of digging the hole is not helping the country. It is putting our country into an abyss of financial mismanagement. Na ukiangalia mwaka ambayo ni ya 2022 ikienda kuisha, ile mwaka ya uchaguzi, the debt in Kenya was around 8.7 trillion Kenya shillings. Currently it is around over 11 trillion Kenya shillings. Meaning over a period of 2 years, we have borrowed close to 2.5 trillion Kenya shillings. the entire reign of President Mwai Kibaki, miaka yake yote 10, alipata deni ya nchi ikiwa 600 billion, akiacha ikiwa around 1.7 to 1.8 trillion Kenya shillings.
Presidential aspirant Dr. Fred Matiang'i is set to begin his tour of Nyamira County as he prepares to declare his presidential bid. He's set to tour an extensive part of his home county after 2.5 years hiatus from the national scene. Matiang'i, largely known for his cabinet roles, will be gunning for his first elective seat if he is to fly the flag of Jubilee Party backed by former President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Siku ya kesho Ijumaa tarehe 2, presidential candidate wetu anaitwa Fred Matiang'i anatembelea mahali alisaliwa, mahali inaitwa Gusii. Safari yake itaanzia Nyansiongo saa 3 asubuhi, ielekea Keroka, ikitoka Keroka isimame Keumbu, mkutano mkubwa ikuwe Kisii County hapo roundabout ya capital. Akimaliza hapo aelekea Nyamira, asimame Kemera, aongee na watu yake. Akitoka hapo ataongea na watu Nyamira town. Akitoka Nyamira town atasimama Kerenyo ahutubie wananchi. Mwishowe ataenda Ikonge market ahutubie wananchi. Na kama saa itaruhusu atamalizia Chebirati. Matiang'i ni mtu ya amani, anataka kujitokeza urais wa Kenya mwaka wa 27. Lakini kabla hajatangaza lazima apate maoni kutoka nyumbani, atembelee wengine nao apate maoni ya kutosha, sababu wewe simama useme watu wamekuambia kabla uchaongea nao. Tunaomba watu wajitokeze kumsalimia.
All right, at that point, allow us to take a quick breather. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines right here on Prime Edition. Stay with us.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
From Nairobi, Kenya, this is EBN TV. Fitness, fabulous fitness. You need it, we got it. The best home workouts just for you. We keep it fun and sweaty. Join us at EBN TV and get that blood pumping. A fabulous workout for your fabulous body. Keep it fit and fab.
Watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us.